Hello, everybody. Welcome back to a unique, a different, what do you say, a different kind of series of videos where we are going to speak with stand-up comedians. So today, for the first episode, we have Rajesh joining in. So Rajesh is a stand-up comedian, and he would be briefing us about himself in the coming question. So hi, Rajesh. It's my pleasure to have you. Thank you very much for joining in.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Thank
Yeah,
you.
this is the first question to you from my side is like if you can speak about yourself and what you do, that would be amazing.
Well, right now I'm a stand-up comedian. I do this professionally,
Okay.
and I perform for corporates and maybe club houses, and maybe for people's annual days, or if they are having a huge party, they want some laughter. Yeah,
Okay.
for events like that, I perform for them.
Okay.
Or we do shows. We do shows in auditoriums, and we have certain venues where we perform regularly, like maybe once a month or something like that.
Hmm.
So that's what I do right now. I'm a stand-up comedian.
Okay.
Before this, I was in the furniture business for about 35 years,
Okay.
and I shut that down, and I'm now doing stand-up comedy full time.
So what did sparkle in your mind to be a stand-up comedian? Like what did they made you interested in stand-up comedy?
Well, right from school and college, I was always interested in books that had humor in them.
Okay.
And even when I had to write my English essays, I wouldn't stick to the answers that the teachers were expecting. I would create my own answers and make them as funny as possible,
Uh-huh.
even if the subject was a little serious. So I didn't care about the marks. I didn't care if they didn't give me marks, but I just wanted to be able to write whatever I found funny. I
Okay.
would twist whatever subject I would get into and make it into something funny. So that interest
Oh.
in humor was always there.
Hmm.
So a friend of mine told me about stand-up comedy about 6, 7 years back,
Okay.
and I went and tried it. It's something called an open mic. I went and tried. I did about 5 minutes. It went well.
Hmm.
So after that, I've been pursuing this, and then finally 4 years back, I've turned full-time stand-up comedian.
Okay. And then what how can somebody understand recognize themselves as a stand-up comedian? What are the what should be these what to say what can make me say like I'm a stand-up comedian? What kind of thing should I have in myself to recognize if I'm a stand-up comedian or not?
No, that's the problem. See, everybody who cracks one joke at a party thinks he's a stand-up comedian.
Oh,
So it's
okay.
not like that. You have to, anybody who gets one laugh somewhere thinks, oh yeah, I'm great, I have potential, and then they go and they try open mics and they what we call bombing. Like you speak for 5 minutes, not able to get people to laugh, and that's when reality kicks in, and then you realize that you're not really cut
Yeah.
out. But if you are serious about it, then you keep pursuing, you keep writing, you keep going to open mics and keep trying out your material. And you have to be able to do 30, 40 minutes of good comedy. Like you think you're funny,
Okay.
but that's not important. The audience has to think you're funny. So
Yeah.
when you can go up on stage and you can make people laugh, that's when you know you have a little bit of talent for stand-up comedy. If not,
Okay.
everybody thinks they do. So that's no secret at all.
And what was the like as you said you just started stand-up comedy a few years back. So how was the response from the audience in starting? So I'm pretty much sure when they saw you, a lot of would have been there would be a mixed response from the audience. So what kind of
Well, the audience response has always been good, and if you want to find out more, buy a ticket to one of my shows and come and watch me. You'll know the
sure,
audience
sure,
reaction.
sure, sure, yeah.
So,
Okay. Coming to this, so like, why do you like? How sustainable is the career of being a stand-up comedian in India?
no, no, if you're looking at it from the money point of view, it's highly erratic. You may make nothing. Like now, this lockdown going on, uh, no money at all. Absolutely no money because venues have shut, so we can't perform for a live audience,
Yeah.
and so it's not as good as doing online shows. Is not as good as performing for a live audience.
Hmm.
So the money part is very very erratic. Some people make a huge amount of money, but that depends on where they are and how they are based and stuff like that. And otherwise, but you can't do this for money. You have to do it as a passion.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So if you're looking at money in stand-up comedy, it's very, very erratic, irregular, whatever. Lots of struggle. You might make nothing, or even if people commit to you, they may not pay you. So lots of stuff. Money is not the criteria for doing stand-up comedy.
Okay, and I had like I just did a small poll on my Instagram, and people were asking that how do I see a stand-up comedy video? Like how do I understand it? So if you can speak about that, that would be amazing too.
No, stand-up comedy is fairly simple. I mean, whoever is a good stand-up comedian, he will give you a narrative. He will be narrating his bit, and you will find humor within the first minute or two. You'll be able to understand what they're saying.
Yeah,
So people do stand-up comedy in English, they do it in Hindi. So whichever language you're comfortable and
yeah,
whomever you like, you can follow. So just listen to the video, and you should be able to, find it amusing and filled with laughter almost immediately. That's
yeah.
not a big issue at all.
Yeah. That's not like I said. What I mean is there are some jokes which have some kind of what do you say? If I just seeing an stand-up comedy video, so in a joke there would be some references which are joined back. So how do you understand that? How do you uh, like how to make a joke sensible? How can you understand it in your
No, the main thing is like if you're a good comedian,
uh-huh.
you will use references which the audience can get very easily.
Okay.
You don't want to be doing complicated stuff which goes over the audience's head. It's not a place where you do a private joke. Now, if
Okay.
you're talking about people not getting a reference, that is limited to one particular industry or one setup or maybe one office this thing or something like that. So you can't use in a video for stand-up comedy.
Hmm.
There the references have to be what people can get immediately. Maybe it's an item on the news on TV which everybody has heard and they know about. You crack jokes about that or any other subject which the audience can very easily follow. You can't make it complicated and very private kind of affair and then use that for a larger audience. That you can't do.
Okay.
So generally, if you listen to the videos, you will find that you can follow the references and the humor pretty easily. If not, it's not fit to be up there. So
Okay.
that's the thing.
Wonderful. What has been what to say like what kind of things do you learn being a stand-up comedian? I believe in everything. Whatever you do, you learn something. So what did you learn being a stand-up comedian?
Stand-up comedian is you have to be able to speak on any subject under the sun.
Okay.
Right. So if you are talking about a politician, you shouldn't have fear that there might be repercussions or you can get into trouble. So there's no subject that is off limits or no subject that is banned. But generally, it is good. It is good to be able to what we call punch above, not punch below. That means you will not talk about people who are below you or who are unfortunate, maybe disabled, maybe poor, or you will not make jokes on those people. Generally, it is good to be able to talk about people who are stronger than you or richer than you, or people who can at least stand up to you and retaliate. So
Yeah.
you make jokes on people above you, not below you. Making jokes about people below you is considered very rude and unprofessional kind of thing.
Yeah.
So one thing you learn doing stand-up comedy is no fear, no subject is off the table, and you have to be a little brave to go on stage and say things which may or may not go down well with the audience. So
Okay.
that's important.
And how
And
can
second, you have to have a good command over the language. You have to be able to, be able to cater to the vast majority. So that's important. Third
okay.
thing is you have to be able to think on your feet a lot. Like
Hmm.
if you are performing and then someone heckling you, you have to be able to put down that heckler without being too offensive.
Yeah.
So these things matter a lot.
Okay. Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. And how would you like suggest somebody to pursue the career of being in stand-up comedian? Uh, how would you like would you recommend this career? Like yeah, as you said, it's a passion. It should be your passion to be in stand-up comedian. But how would you
Yeah.
recommend? What would be a recommendation to anybody who wants to pursue stand-up comedy as a career?
Career is very tough. Like I said, not everybody makes it. Very few make it. Most don't. Don't earn enough money to be able to run your family or something. So if you're doing it as a passion, the way you can start is go to what is known as an open mic. That's where most people go to try out new material. So first you write material for 4 or 5 minutes. Go to these open mics where you will not get paid. There are no tickets sold or something. You will get no payment to perform there, and you try out your material and see if the audience is responding to it or not. If
Okay.
you're not responding, then change your material, write again, make it funnier, do whatever you have to, build up a stage presence, and try it at another open mic. So you have to keep doing open mics a lot to judge how good or how bad you are. And then you'll have a clear idea as to whether you're going further in this or not.
Okay. Okay. Wonderful.
So,
And what kind of what kind of difficulties did you have? Were there anybody who was pulling you back? Like, no, you. How would you do it? You're an aged person. How would you make write jokes, and how would your joke be to the would they match? Like, I'm pretty much sure somebody has said that. Like, would your joke be as similar? Could the youth understand you? So what how did you handle those kind of
no, that's there in yeah, in every profession you have people, even in business. If you are doing something, there's other businessmen trying to undercut you, sell lower than you, all that. So that happens a lot in comedy, maybe a little more. Here, the insecurity level of each comedian is very, very high. If
okay,
they see someone else doing good, they want to be able to pull them down.
yeah,
So all this stuff happens. There's a little bit of backstabbing. There's a little bit of, yeah, why is this guy, he's so old? Why is he doing comedy? So
yeah,
it's like, why are you are young? You should be working. My response is, if you guys are young, you should be working. You should be saving money, looking after your parents, getting married, raising your children. Why are you risking everything doing comedy?
yeah,
That's my response to them.
yeah. Okay,
So yeah, that happens a lot in comedy. That is there.
okay. And how could somebody handle those people making fun and jokes? How could anybody handle them?
You're a comedian, you have to be able to think on your feet and respond. So that's not too difficult.
Okay, 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 okay. So
So,
what would be your advices to anybody who wants to become a stand-up comedian? Like, you already mentioned some points, but in a more different way. Like, how can you just like a recommendation? How can you make your jokes funnier? How could you uh, like make things clear? How can you have humor in your jokes? So, what would be your
no, for that there is no this thing that you have to have that creativity in you to be able to write a joke and then perform it on stage.
okay,
And there is no substitute for stage time. So
okay,
you have to do as many open mics as possible, as often as possible, and nobody can teach you to be a comedian. Basically, you have to have. They can give you pointers. The seniors can guide you a little bit and stuff. But basically, you have to have that talent in you to be able to write a joke. That's where the creativity comes in. So
okay,
without that creativity, there's no use trying to be a stand-up comedian.
okay,
Second thing is stage time. It's very important to get as much stage time as possible and write your material. Be honest with that. No copying somebody else's material. No copying other comedians' jokes. That's very very important. And you write your own stuff and try as often as possible.
okay.
That's very important.
And how could like how you said you have done more than 300 and 400 stand up comedy shows. So how do you keep your jokes updated? Like, how do you change them? How do you make them different? Because I'm pretty much sure for every session making different jokes, it could be hard.
No, it's very tough. You will not be able to make a new 30-minute material for in less than at least about 6 8 months or 1 year.
Yeah. Okay.
So, how you create new jokes is like you observe things around you. I mean, something strikes you funny, then you write it down, make notes, and then you go back home and then make it more detailed, then go and try it at an open mic, see if it's working, and that's how you add on. So,
Okay.
yeah, like you said, it's impossible to have new jokes at every show.
Yeah.
So, you will have the same jokes for 6 8 months, almost a year, maybe longer, till you have created new material. And new material you create by observing, by listening. Sometimes situations happen and you know that if you twist it a little bit, it will become funny. Then you make notes and then you write it, then you try it at open mics, and when it's working, then you do it in your paid shows. So it takes a long time to change your entire material to something new.
Okay, great, wonderful. So my last question would be, would you like to speak about something else, or would you add on a message to the audience or something? You can just do it now.
Yeah, well, I'd ask all you guys to follow me on Instagram and Facebook and stuff like that. That will be my biggest message. I'm on Instagram and Facebook as Rajesh Hinduja comedian or Rajesh Hinduja. So that's my first most important message. Second thing, don't chuck up your job and your career and everything and blindly jump into stand-up comedy. Do it for a couple of years first. See
Yeah.
if you're able to make some money out of it.
Mhm.
And then slowly, step by step, when you're really confident that you'll be able to earn money, then think of checking up your job and getting into comedy.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
very, very important. Otherwise, you could land up in deep trouble.
Okay.
Like lots of comedians have done. Lots of comedians have done that, taken the plunge, given up their jobs, and then they find that they can't earn anything here.
Mhm.
So then it's tougher to get back to your job and stuff like that.
Yeah. 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 Okay. So yeah, thank you very much for being here. It was my pleasure having you. You just gave a wonderful session. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, and all the best to you.
Thank you.